This is Newsmax TV. I'm Ashley Martella, and we're on the phone with South Carolina Senator Jim DeMint. He serves on the Foreign Relations Committee, the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation. He is also the only U.S. senator to get a perfect score this year from CPAC. Welcome back to Newsmax, Senator DeMint.
Well, thank you. It's great to be with you.
You were one of the senators who sent Homeland Security Secretary Napolitano a scathing letter very critical of her department's characterization of right-wing extremism, particularly with reference to returning veterans. In the letter, you asked for specific evidence as to how DHS came up with its suspicions. Have you received any yet? And if not, do you intend to press the department on it?
Well, we'll keep pushing it. I think a lot of Americans are concerned. This is part of a pattern of trying to marginalize everyone who disagrees with this move towards big government control of every area of our economy and society. So, yeah, we'll continue to push this and make sure that Americans know the direction that this administration is going.
All right, the recent nationwide Tea Parties. You were an avid supporter of this massive citizen protest that was all but ignored by the mainstream media. Do you think the Tea Parties launched a widespread grassroots movement against runaway government spending and tax hikes?
Well, I hope it did, and I think it did. Just being there, I sensed a different type of movement that I've never been a part of. This was not partisan. It was not Obama bashing. It was simply an American movement talking about the importance of freedom and limited government in the constitutional rule of law, and concern that we're spending and borrowing so much money that it's going to diminish our future. These were reasonable Americans with families trying to make a very important point, and there were thousands of them. The police estimated in Greenville, South Carolina, there were 10,000 people. They stood there for 3 hours just to get across the point that they're sick and tired of the direction of the federal government, and they've had enough.
All right, Obama's senior advisor, David Axelrod, called the Tea Party movement unhealthy. What do you say to that?
Well, I can't really imagine that after Obama led this emotional swoon across the country during his elections where thousands came out for hope and change, which I think many believe that they have a little buyer's remorse. Let's just say that. The swoon is over, and more people are taking to their feet. They're speaking out with their voices. They're holding up signs. They don't want to see America go in the direction of socialized Europe. More and more Americans are concerned that this new administration is intent on socializing a larger and larger area of our economy, and they're concerned. And I'm concerned that the Obama administration and anyone in it would say that speaking out, taking advantage of our freedom of speech is a bad thing, and even to the degree of calling us terrorists. I'm just real concerned about the rhetoric coming out of the White House.
Obama's $3.5 trillion budget passed both houses of Congress without a single Republican vote. Do you think Republicans will be able to make their case to voters so as to increase their ranks a bit in 2010?
Well, I hope so, and I feel like Republicans are starting to get the message of the last two elections, that the American people don't want a lukewarm agenda. They don't want a liberal light agenda. They want people who are standing up for principles of limited government, personal responsibility, individual freedom, free market economy, the things that are basic to America, the things that made us successful. There's a growing number of Americans who are looking for elected officials and candidates who are going to stand up for that. And I obviously would like to see the Republican Party return to that whole focus, that vision for our country.
What do you expect to happen on the Senate Energy Committee in this session regarding Obama's so-called cap and trade or cap and tax, now that the EPA is making noise about unilaterally imposing an endangerment finding?
Well, I think we're going to see the agencies continue to expand their regulatory control in a lot of areas, and the EPA has already indicated that. I think it's going to be difficult for the president to get through his cap and trade as long as we can help Americans understand this means a big tax on electricity and an additional tax on fuel and the increase in the cost of living in our country. I think as long as the recession continues to be bad, I don't think they're going to bring it up in the next month or two. But they're trying to throw a lot out there and pass things under this guise of there being a crisis in every area of America. So I don't know what to expect, and we just need to be on the alert that this administration would like to create this massive tax on electricity to try to fund a lot of their new programs.
South Carolina Senator Jim DeMint, always a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you. I enjoyed being with you.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.